Welcome again to these tutorials for Sure. This is the third tutorial that we prepare for IPCs. If you remember, in our project, in the previous tutorials, we added two IPCs. One was the first IPC that included just an advance payment and, of course, the VAT, and we approve it. And then we added a second IPC that was coming from the contractor, and we review it. We create our own estimation. We added the advance payment retention, we added the performance plan guaranteed, etc., and we approve it as well. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the version control of the IPCs in Sure. This is very useful when we are in the IPC's approval process and the contractor submits an IPCs, we review it, we do not agree, we modify it, we return it to the contractor review it and send it back to us, and sometimes we need to modify it again. And it is really a lot of work, and when you have a big construction site with big budgets and hundreds of items in the budgets, it gets really tedious and complicated. Sure has created a way to manage this. It's called version control for IPCs, and it is really effective. So what I did is I already created an IPC. Right now it's pending. In this IPC, I downloaded the file and I added my estimations here. Let's say I mark here. Oh, by the way, this is Sure has changed the format of the Excel file that is downloaded. So now you will have this format instead of the other format that was, well, basically was no format. In this one, at least we have a format. I think it's more clear and it's easier to go through it and to see the different items. Anyway, so I created this IPC, and for not to waste too much time, I already uploaded, I have it pending, and I review it. Okay, and just for this example, I accepted everything. Everything was all the items that were given by the contractor. When I go into here, for example, approval, I approve it already, except here in this in site 2, when there is an item that I rejected. You can find it here. It's in earthworks. I can just type it here, reject. Rejected. And here we have it, this item, drilling and filling with suitable materials. The contractor in this example said it should be entitled to 400 meters of unit. And our supervisors go on site, measures, and say, no way, maximum 351. So I review this and I rejected it. So now we have an IPC that is close to what the contractor was asking for, but it is not exactly the same. So, of course, we can just discuss with the contractor, and if they say, okay, go ahead and I don't want any more changes, we can just go ahead and approve it, download it, the file that we did in the past, and prepare all the forms and print them out and go with it. But sometimes we want gets more complicated than that. It's not only one, it's several ones. There are supporting materials that are not included. So this can be, really a long process. And let's say, we discuss with the contractor and we say, okay, we do not agree with this. I'm going to add a new version. So we received the file from the contractor. I just simulated here. This is another file from the contractor. And in this case, the contractor, let's say, agrees with the variation that we're proposing, but he also wants to change this. And let's say we are not advised on that. So once we receive the version, we say, okay, this version is not valid anymore. So we go and create a new version of this IPC. And I would recommend you to do like this. You see, Sure already knows that you're in IPC number 3, that this is the second version. The rest keeps the same. So now we have another version. The previous version the previous versions that you can see has already automatically been rejected. You can always bring it back, and if you bring it back, the other version will be rejected, of course. But you can only have one either pending or approved version of each IPC. So Sure will automatically reject all the previous versions that you have from IPC when you add a new version. Okay, so let's go back here. So now we have version 3.2 that is pending, and we don't have anything imported yet. I'm going to stop the video here. I'm going to import it, the file, so we don't waste the time, and we will continue from them. See you in a moment. So I uploaded the file. I uploaded the three Excel sheets for site general items, site 1 and site 2 in our example. And well, Sure automatically took the last estimation that we made for the previous version and compares what the contractor is giving us and inputs that estimation here. So we can see that in this case, the contractor in the file that he has produced afterwards, after our revision, still maintains the same in general items as we had estimated and we approved. It has the same in site 1, but in site 2, well, there is a difference. And that difference is not only from the rejected items that we had, because that rejection is gone, but it's from these items. And it turns out that we, as supervisors, in the previous file, we estimated that we would need 351. You see, I haven't touched it; it's just here from the previous version. The contractor already said 351, so let's say we could review this one and give it approval. Let's approve it. But now this one shows us as pending. Now this shows us as pending because in the past, in the previous version, we said our estimation was 3,000. And in the previous version, if you remember, we agreed with the contractor. Let's check it out here. We are talking at let's go to site 2. Let's go to IPCs here. This is another way to get to the IPCs. You don't need to go to the contract. You see here you have the rejected one. And if we go here to rejected one and we go to these earthworks, here you see we rejected this one because in the previous version they were asking for 400 and we said 351. And we approved this one, which is 3,000 contractor estimations, and we approve it. And now, in this example, the contractor said, no, it's not this amount, it's less. Okay, this is maybe usually contractors would try to go higher, but anyway, just as an example, they say, no, it's less. So Sure analyze what we had approved, what the contractor is asking for in this version, and if it's any discrepancies, then it brings us the pending issue again. So now we can go here and let's say, okay, just for we just approve it, right? Let's say we agree with it with this new revision, and we hit approve. Okay, so now we finally have an IPC in which the contractor estimation and our estimations as supervisor are the same, and we can proceed with approval. Remember that none of this information is lost. Whenever you reject an IPC, it will keep here for you to have reasons and to, in case your client asks what was the reason that you rejected it, etc. It's always here. You can always find it. And then once you have everything clear with the contractor, you can also export this as an Excel file. And you can go ahead and check it. You can agree with it, you can modify it, whatever. Actually, it looks quite nice to have it in this in this new format. Anyway, so once you have this, let's say in this case, I just approve it. So I hit approve, and now we have the 3 IPCs from the periods that we have created with the values. Remember, this is only the total executed works, and this is an advance payment. That's why it's all 0. But when you go into here, and you can see that when you download you see the details, You can see the different details that we have, like, for example, how it was here, the advance payments, how it was applied, etc. Okay, so this is all. Remember, versions for IPC are very useful, are extremely useful in the review process of IPCs, and I recommend you to use it. It will make your life easier, and at least you will get always a clear idea in what version of IPC you are, and your team will also be able to check it out. Thank you very much, and I hope you will continue following us in the next tutorials. Thank you. Bye.